Okay, here's some clips from today's shoulders and tricep workout. I always start every shoulder workout with rear delt. And actually, if you look at my left tricep here, you can see some of the nerve damage I've talked about on a couple other videos. It always feels way more noticeable to me, and I feel like that tricep's way down in size, but most exercises, it seems like you can't really notice it. Watching this, I realize this is probably the only exercise where it's really immediately obvious. But started out with rear delts, and then I went to pressing. If you notice my left leg is forward, that's because I had a little minor tear or strain or something not good a few days ago, and I can't really bend that leg. It's still kind of too swollen to see what's going on, but doesn't seem to be any bruising. So whatever happened, it doesn't seem to be a major tear, and hopefully I'll be back able to train it fairly soon, but we'll see. Because of that injury, I'm trying to be a little smarter with training. As you see, none of the sets are really pushed past failure. Maybe I'm being a little overly smart here because I've been leaving reps on the table for every set in the last couple of workouts, but I've been feeling really, really strong lately, and I'm trying to be smarter about it and not pushing too much and causing a pec or shoulder issue. My pec was a little tight yesterday, so I did the same thing on chest. I backed down the intensity a little bit. But just here are 3 sets of Smith machine military press. I think I did 3 sets of 8. And actually watching this, I think I only did 6 here. I thought I did 8 for all of them, but I don't know if I was daydreaming or what on this one. Someone adds, that worker guy adds a plate there. I don't know if that messed me up or not, but yeah, I think I only do 6 here. That's my wonderful math degree for you. Can't count to 8. But then moved to side delts. This is one of my favorite side delt machines. The problem with you've been training 26 years, and for body parts like side delts, it's hard to keep it interesting. There's only a couple movements you can do. This one kind of feels a little different than just regular old dumbbell laterals or cable laterals. And also, it's fun to use the stack on any machine. So this machine I feel kind of strong on. It's fun to use every once in a while. Just banged out, I think, 3 sets of 10 to 15 there. Then I went back to rear delts for cable rear delt. I just did 2 sets here. I don't feel like my form was that great. I was feeling in my rear delt, but I wasn't using very much weight, and I didn't want to drop it down. If you drop it down another pin, there's not enough plates to hold the weight stack pin that slides in between the plates steady, and it starts smacking the top plate, so I didn't want to go any lighter, and so I just stopped at 2 sets there. And then to finish off another front delt movement, I figured I'd try, these are sort of like landmine presses, but on the standing calf raise. And these really actually fried my shoulders. They were hurting after this. Just did, I can't remember if I did 2 or 3 sets here. They're very painful. I could hardly raise my arms up after that. Then I was on to triceps, and the first movement for triceps were hard because my shoulders were still burning from shoulders. This is just kind of standard cable press downs. I was trying to find a good position to where my shoulders weren't burning. That's why you see me kind of changing the motion every few reps until I could find a good spot. I took a wider grip here. This is the cambered bar. There's the inner curve and the outer curve. I'm using the outer curve. I always feel a little more in the long head, the medial head of the tricep when I take that grip. It's a little harder on my elbows there, but this cable machine is really smooth, so it's not really an issue. This is kind of my old standby. I'd like to come up with a new movement because I find myself doing this pretty much every tricep workout, but it just hits my tricep so good that I end up doing it every time. And I do it the same way as mechanical drop set. Hands apart, both top and bottom, then hands together on the positive before hands apart on the negative, and then a couple reps with hands together at the very end. And did 3 sets there as well. It's hard to swing it back. I couldn't use my leg very well. And then overhead dumbbell extensions. The reason I'm not doing any kind of pressing movement for triceps, like dips or close grip or anything like that, is because I just trained chest yesterday. This is really kind of supposed to be an off day, but I have some things coming up this week, and I know there's going to be a day I won't be able to train. So I figured rather than miss a whole day, I'd get ahead of schedule a little bit, and then I'd have that free day to give up. The only real change was that I didn't want to do any real. I was already pressing with shoulders, and then with all the chest stuff yesterday, I just wanted to do extension type stuff for triceps, so I didn't get too beat up. That's kind of the reason for the exercise selection here today. You can see that left tricep a little bit on this movement also. You can definitely see the weakness. I can do 5 or 6 extra reps with my right arm than I can with my left. And so for these movements, it almost seems like a useless exercise with my right arm when it's a failure exercise with my left arm. And if the position's right, you can see where the nerve issue or the pinch is, because it's kind of a little line flat spot of my triceps that you can see in the shadow. And that's, I'm sure, just something in my vertebrae that's pinched. I have a kind of a similar thing on my right trap and right side delt. I could get it worked on, but I've just been doing this so long, I just deal with it.